God bless everyone. Welcome to Hike Reviews. And today we are reviewing, is this another Jeep Grand Cherokee? Well, you're seeing that correctly. This is 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited with the black appearance package, and it's mine. So this is going to be a deep dive on owner's review because we're not just going to review the car. We're going to review pros, the cons, why I got this car again. So let's get right into it. So first of all, I like to talk about the differences between this one and my last Jeep Grand Cherokee. So they're both a limited trim. They both had the black appearance package. They both had a panoramic sunroof. The differences are gonna be that this one is a 4x4. This one has the luxury package, which we'll deep dive more into that. And this one has the tow package. Also, this is a gray color compared to the black, which I really like this color. One of the few colors that Jeep does that it's not simple. It does have the metallic into it instead of like just a simple like a gloss white or the silver that they have. But really great package. We did some modifications to it, very small modifications. We blacked out, like, for example, the amber, because we like amber, and then we tinted the car, and towards the back we blacked out the red markers as well, because again gives it like a nicer clean look to it. So why the Jeep Grand Cherokee? So there's a lot of cars to compare this to. So if you're looking for a 3-row SUV, you have the Lexus TX, which is very new, Grand Highlander, and then that's pretty much it in terms of the cars that I was looking at. Of course, you have like the GMC Acadia, you have the Traverse, and it's probably a few more others that I'm missing, but the Traverse was also one that I was looking at as well. But at the end of the day, for me, it came straight down to value. So value as in also pricing. So of course the Lexus TX is nice. The Toyota, it's in terms of reliability, it's great. But again, I was looking at, let's say, the platinum trim of the Toyota. The Lexus TX was like the luxury trim, and with all-wheel drive, of course, because I was looking for an all-wheel drive vehicle. But look, those vehicles, you're looking right around 60,000, and this car is also at the same price range. That's 62,000 MSRP. But here's the catch: Jeep has a lot of insane incentives. I believe I had like over $8,500 in incentives from Jeep, and this car was marked down a dealer discount because probably a lot of people are not getting Jeeps and they're not as popular as a Lexus or a Toyota, and I believe they are under manufacturing their cars, so that means that they only manufacture so little of them, so it looks like that there isn't any, and they're able to sell the car at a higher price. They don't really do any discounts on them. So I got the $62,000 MSRP car for about 45 grand. So that's an insane deal. So to me, that is value for everything that I'm getting. Plus, my personal opinion, the looks of this car is really nice. It's very boxy. Some of these other makes and models, you'll get a little bit on the rounded side, so you don't get as much leg room in the back. Of course, the TX is going to be bigger. The Grand Highlander, maybe, I'm not too sure on the rear end, but I do love the nice boxy look of this vehicle. It's a really nice, aggressive, and it's a masculine vehicle. It doesn't have like rounded like the Acura MDX. You don't really get much of a back seat. The Traverse, really nice again, but no discounts. Again, you're looking around. The car's MSRP are pretty good, actually less than this one, and it has pretty good options to it. But you're not gonna find any discounts on it. You're looking around 55,000, somewhere around there. And you add taxes and fees out here in California, you're way above the 60s. So let's deep dive into it. Let's show those differences in this vehicle. Of course, we're gonna step right inside. That's where you're gonna see the majority of the differences. So let me go and open the door. Everything is pretty much the same, but you get this perforated leather. So this is that capri leather on the luxury package. So you have the perforation due to the fact that this one actually has the ventilated seats. So let's get into it. Let me go ahead and show you. But before we get into that, also another big difference too on this vehicle, you do get the sunshades. So it's kind of nice to have. Of course, I have tints, but it's a little nice extra feature you have, especially when you have kids in the back. You want to block out that sun for them. All right, now that we're in the cabin, let's talk about some of the differences. The biggest one is going to be the rear view mirror, digital camera now. So you have your regular mirror and then you have digital camera. Really nice to have when you have a lot of things in the trunk. And going down here, the other biggest change is that you have cooled seats, but it is cold, so let's go ahead and turn that off. And you have your different modes for your snow, your sand, sport you had on the other one, but this comes with the all-wheel drive, so you have all those different modes here. And so going to the screen, here are some of the options that you have. Again, you have your surround view camera, and you can see that there's still the lag. Even when I reviewed the newer vehicles from Chrysler, you know, they still haven't got the software down, so there's still a lag. But you have this nice all-round view camera, the bird's eye view. But one thing that's lacking is I don't know why it doesn't have the side view, so you can see the wheel, especially when you're turning into a tight space. You don't want to curb the wheels, you don't want to hit the wheels, so it's nice to have that view, but not sure why they didn't implement that. And then of course you still have your fam cam, so it's really nice to have, and you can see there's some stuff loaded in the trunk there. And then you have your also off-road mode, because this is the 4x4, so if you are off-roading you can see the pitch, the roll, and then you have your front camera, which I just showed, and different terrains. This is just basically a different mode, so you can see this is snow mode, this is sand mode, and this actually turns off your traction. So you have all the different modes, and your aerodynamics. You can see the differential, how it's unlocked right now. I'm not sure if we actually change the mode. Let's see if it locks it. It doesn't, but yeah, no, you can't unlock it or lock it manually. That's probably something that it does depending on the different terrains that you're in. So really cool feature. One day maybe when I go off-roading, we'll take a video just to have some fun. But yeah, these are some of the differences that you have on this specific model. So let's get outside. Let me show you the tow option. So as you can see, this is the 4x4 option, and let's see what the tow option looks. You got these tabs on the bottom, so let's go and spin them off, and you can see this is the tow hitch. So you have your tow hitch there, you have your connections right here, and as well on this side. So it's something really nice to have if you're towing. You want to put a bike rack, you want to put some bikes in there, you want to go off mountain biking and all those fun stuff. And it's really easy to put it on and take it off. So really nice job here. Let's go ahead and close this up. Something that I know is different on this vehicle is that because it's a 4x4, you get a better driving feeling with this car. With the rear wheel drive vehicle, you get a lot of slip in the back, especially being in ice or water. The vehicle would slip, and this one, it really grabs the ground and really goes. You don't get a lot of body roll as well, so going turning onto dips and things like that, you don't get that wobbly feeling in the car. So that is one thing that I've seen an improvement having this 4x4 model. So it's something that really nice, and I give that a big 2 thumbs up for that one, because comfortability is very important to me. All right, so what are the pros and cons? What are some of my likes and dislikes of this vehicle? So of course, overall design, I love how it looks. The thing that I would like is of course on the higher trim, which is the Summit Reserve, which you get the exposed exhaust tips, you get a nice bumper. You don't get a lot of the plastic trims around the vehicle, but overall design with this package, it looks really beautiful. Again, dislike is I wish it had the mirrors that would fold in when you would lock the car. A feature that kind of got spoiled on my Acura is walking away from the car and the car locks itself. Something that's great to have. And another thing on the dislikes part, it doesn't get the best gas mileage, but it is a Jeep. It is a 3.6 liter V6, so it's a big engine, and it's square, so it's a very boxy looking car. So aerodynamics aren't its best quality, but it looks beautiful. That's one thing that I do like about it. Of course, reliability, it isn't the highest score in terms of reliability. I I'm very confident in terms of the engine, transmission. I don't foresee any problems on that. But I do foresee some problems on the electrical side, so that is a little bit of a risk you take when you're buying a Jeep. So you may have some uh, issues with the electrical side, especially with all the technology that it does have. Infotainment system, I am not so confident on. So those are some of the areas that you can have issues on. But other than that, it's a great looking car. I think they could have done something a little bit nicer too with the headlights. As if you see on the Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer, they have a lot more aggressive, nice looking headlights, especially if you get those Obsidian or Carbide package. So this one doesn't have anything special with the headlights. And I do like it on the Overland and the higher trims. These are your DRLs, which these are still technically your DRLs, but if you just in the daytime mode, like your headlights are on, which are technically DRLs, but they're not. So it would have been nice to have like the eyebrow look, the nice DRL look. But other than that, I have no complaints on the car. I really like how it looks. I like how it drives. I like all the features that it comes with. It's an overall great family vehicle. That is my personal opinion, and that's why I'm owning another one. And this one's actually owned, so the other one was a lease, and I plan on keeping it, and I hope that it goes on for 10 years. I guess I'll be back in 10 years and let you know how the car is running. But in terms of the older Jeeps, I know like the early 2000s and mid 2000s, they were doing very well. But now as technology increases, you have more and more risks on the vehicle. That's where it gets the scary part, is all the technology that it has, and they ain't cheap to fix. Let me know what your thoughts are on this vehicle in the comments down below. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What you think the best family car would be for you? And as always, I like to leave you with the verse today. And today we have 1 John 4:11. It says, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another." It's very important to show love to one another. There's a lot of tough times in this world, and sometimes there's a lot of hate that goes around. So it's always important to show love to one another and help one another. God bless everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe.